Here's a video on what I'm going to take with me when I travel. Let's divide this video in two parts. Kind of short traveling when I'm on the train in the airport, and then what I take with me when I stay for longer places where I'm not really sure what food options I will have that are vegan and also compatible with bodybuilding prep. Because I'm prepping for a bodybuilding show now and I need a really strict diet. For this reason, I take the most important things with me. So, okay, let's start with the part one. What I will take with me when I will be traveling on a train, then get to the airport and then be on the plane. Because often the food options while traveling aren't the best, especially for vegans. You can usually get lots of carbs, you can get lots of fat sources, even if you pick up some nuts at the airport, but they aren't really macros friendly. So if you aren't really on a bulk or have like a really high calorie budget, it isn't the optimal thing for you. Okay, first I picked up some kind of veggie sausages from a store. It's like actually a German drugstore, but they have also foods, lots of vegan foods as well. And they are individually wrapped. One sausage is like 50 grams. And the macro is actually pretty decent. So for one sausage, I will get about 15 grams protein, 6 to 7 grams fat, and just 2.5 gram carbs. So they're like super great. And in the past, I used to take protein bars with me, but protein bars are more like sweet. They're like a treat, like some sweet stuff like chocolate. And I ended up eating more than I should, so I didn't really eat them when I was hungry. I just ate them because they tasted good, which threw over my macros. That's why now I don't take any protein bars with me, but just foods I know I will eat if I'm like really hungry or if I really need to get food in. Then of course some veggies. I really love this kind of small cherry tomatoes. Or especially for traveling, because you can just snack on them. If you feel like snacking, you can just snack on them. But also when I prepare food at home, because if I don't have any time, I don't need to cut tomatoes. Then I just have to take them and throw them on a salad or in a veggies bowl or whatever. Another thing I picked up is this protein ball, golden ball. It's a mixture of different high protein sources, and you usually need just to add soy milk or some non-dairy milk to them and let it set, and then it will turn kind of in a porridge oatmeal like stuff. I've tried it at home. I'm not really happy how it tastes. You can eat it, it's not too bad, but it's also not super delicious. I've actually created my own mixture that is similar to this one, which is much better. So I might take this one with me as well. For this one, what it contains, it has sunflower protein, then almond protein, then some sugar, then some spices like turmeric. I'm pretty slow because I need to translate it from German into English. Cinnamon, pepper. So it's kind of, this thing is like kind of a chai tea thing, just chai tea ball, something similar with a similar taste. And I will take it with me. The macros aren't super amazing. Per serving you will get 10 gram carbs, 15 protein and 3 fat, which isn't too bad, but it's not like really a high protein source. So you would need to eat maybe 2 servings to get 30 grams protein in, because 30 gram protein is something you actually need for maximal muscle protein synthesis. I have a blog post on this topic, you can just read it. I will put the link down below. And yeah, so I will just take it with me because it's kind of convenient. I will just take, scoop out some scoops, just add water to them. Probably I don't even have soy milk with me tomorrow. And in the case of emergency, it should work. Also, I'm staying in Bulgaria just for 2 days, so I won't be able to buy lots of stuff, or it won't be really necessary to buy lots of stuff and lots of food, so I will be able to use it also for breakfast there. Another thing is I usually have such containers with me where I put protein powder in. Usually protein powder mixed with xanthan gum and some sweetener, because just plain protein powder is just gross. And I usually have such small containers always in my bag, even if I get stuck somewhere and I don't have anything to eat. I can just add water to it and get at least my protein in. So I will take it with me for travel as well. Okay, and now we got to more long-term traveling. So I will first go to Bulgaria, to the capital Sofia, and stay there for 2 days. And then I will go on to Athens and spend about 1 month in Athens. And I actually looked up already which stores will sell some vegan products and what they have available. But I usually love to have my own stuff with me first, and then when I run out of my own stuff, like my own protein powder, I will get to some bodybuilding store or maybe vegan store and get some protein powder from there. The reason is that I usually use unflavored protein powder because I bake a lot with protein powder or cook. I do kind of different protein bites, or like also fake meat with protein powder and vital wheat gluten. And often what I actually get when I travel is just flavored protein powder. And I definitely won't be able to do kind of fake meats, savory faked meats with chocolate protein powder. For this reason, I usually take with me a big batch of protein powder. It's like 2.5 kilograms pea protein isolate for my protein. And if you ask yourself if there's an issue traveling with protein powder, there actually isn't. I don't even take it always in the like normal package. Sometimes if I have shorter trips, I just take maybe 1 kilogram with me just in a plastic bag, kind of the zipper bag you use for freezing. I had it in my normal luggage, I had it in my hand luggage. Usually there isn't a problem, so everyone let me through. Sometimes when I had, I think once 5 kilograms protein powder in my hand luggage, just because it was too heavy for my checked-in luggage, I got asked, you know, what am I going to do with it? And then I had to go through the explosive test. So when they tested me if I have anything explosive with me, but that's it. So usually there isn't lots of trouble or lots of stress. The worst thing that can happen to you is that they test you for explosives because they're saying that you're kind of suspicious traveling with so much powder. Then I take with me vital wheat gluten. Actually I take 2 packages of it, so I have it there as well. Then if it fits into my bag, because I have a limit of 20 kilograms check-in luggage and I'm definitely not sure if everything will fit in. If I will have space, I will take also this high protein sunflower seed flour. It's kind of defatted sunflower seed flour. It has 11 gram carbs, 42 protein and 15 fat, which is actually really decent. I mix it often with vital wheat gluten and add some water to it, salt and baking powder, and bake my microwave bread just in 1.5 minutes. So it's like really amazing for super quick meals. Then for the case of emergency, if I get stuck somewhere, also I take usually tofu with me. This is vacuum packed tofu, so it doesn't need to be cold, so I can have it just in my luggage. The one is smoked tofu and the other is almond tofu. Both of them taste actually pretty good, so I usually take them with me. Another thing I usually take with me are spices and sweeteners. Here, that's sucralose. It's an artificial sweetener and it's super sweet. So here just a few grams, as you can see in this like really small package, and it will be enough for me for the next 2 months. Probably even more, because you have just to use a knife tip of it because it's so super sweet. And it saves me lots and lots of space because it's so highly concentrated and so sweet. I don't need to take lots of sweeteners with me. Then I have a really cute mini travel salt. It's like super cute. So it's like, it's just for, you know, first time when I just arrive somewhere and want to have a meal and forget to buy salt, or even for traveling, if I pick up some veggies and want to season them, I will have this salt with me, which is super cute. I told it, I know. Then I love smoked paprika, so I will just take a small package of smoked paprika. This one is really convenient for traveling because it's in a package, so it's not like in a glass kind of jar thingy, so it's not super heavy. because I will really struggle with weight, and I know already all the tricks how to pack stuff and how to take, you know, more luggage than I actually should with me, but I know I will still be struggling with it. And here also, that's actually a recent development. The first time I take it with me, it's coconut oil. First thing is, when I travel, especially if I visit several cities and I don't want to buy lots of stuff in one city and take it with me, like oil for example, usually I don't buy coconut oil. But then I realized I usually use coconut oil for frying. I prefer it because you can portion it out easier than other oils that are liquid. And here are about 80 grams and it will be enough for me for 2 months. That's how little I actually use of it. So I thought, okay, I will just take it with me. I don't need to buy it, and I can have it with me all the time. And another thing I realized is that when I'm on a strict diet, I can get fat cravings from time to time if I'm low on fat for a few days. Usually I try to avoid it. I really watch my fat intake. But it's not always possible when you travel and have different food options available, and often they're like really high in carb, and that's why I have to remove some of my fat. And to cut a long story short, after a while I get like really fat cravings for especially saturated fatty acids, because I'm really low on fat for some time. And then vegan sources of saturated fatty acids are coconut oil or dark chocolate. And because I don't want to get an entire jar of coconut oil, because I will need to, you know, trash most of it when I will leave, I usually go for chocolate. Dark chocolate, it's not too bad, but probably also not the best choice, because I'm more likely to overeat on dark chocolate than on coconut oil. So I have coconut oil with me now, and if I will get those fat cravings because I don't get enough saturated fatty acids, I can just take a little bit, maybe spread on protein bread, or even take like, I don't know, maybe 3 grams and just eat it with a spoon. I know it sounds gross, but I'm fine with it, and it often helps me to get rid of the fat cravings. Okay, another thing, I think that is also like a really popular topic, are supplements. What supplements I take and what supplements I take with me when I travel. Because when I travel, I can't be 100% certain that I will always get what I need. And as I already mentioned, I'm also on a contest prep, which means that my food intake is very limited. So I'm deficient in many nutrients anyway, because I don't eat enough, because I need to lose weight. So first thing is I get such supplement for vegans and vegetarians. Usually I don't take multivitamins because there are just too many vitamins. Actually, those I don't need. Some of them are in a very high dose, and if you take too much of certain vitamins and minerals, it can be actually toxic, so I try to avoid it. Also, they put in cheap forms of these nutrients which aren't really absorbable. That's why I just pick the vitamins and minerals I might be deficient in isolation, so isolated, and pick the higher quality sources I will absorb. So here in this one, it's kind of a minimalistic, it's not really multivitamin, but just, you know, some supplements, some nutrients that vegans may be deficient in. So it's vitamin D2. Now in winter in Europe, I'm definitely vitamin D deficient. Probably everyone is. That's why we need to supplement with vitamin D. I will move south now, so there will be more sun, so it will get better. But still, the supplement contains vitamin D. Then there's vitamin B2, vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is super important for vegans because we don't get it with food. Even if you hear some myths on the internet that vegans can get vitamin B12 from, I don't know, bacteria that is on the vegetables they eat. It's not really a reliable source, and I wouldn't recommend to anyone eating vegetables contaminated with bacteria to get B12. It's just crazy. So that's why B12 is important. There is some calcium. I don't think I'm really deficient in calcium, but it's like 50% of the recommended daily allowance, so it's fine, it's not too much. Then there's iron, and iron is such an interesting thing because in general, I don't recommend people supplementing with iron except they're iron deficient. Because if you get too much iron, then it can be like really toxic. Too little iron isn't good, but too much iron is toxic as well. Here, they're just 71% of the recommended daily allowance, which isn't too much. So if I get a supplement that contains iron, I really watch that it doesn't have more than 100% of the daily allowance. And I am not iron deficient, but my body can't really store iron. It's something that runs in my family, and that's why I need to get sure that I have iron supply all the time. That's why I was like, okay, it contains iron, which is maybe not the best thing to choose, but also for me personally, because I know that if I don't get enough iron from food, which may happen when I travel and my food choices are limited, then it may make sense to have a supplement that also contains iron. Okay, then let's go to zinc. It also contains zinc, 50% of the daily allowance, and many vegans are zinc deficient. That's why it's a really good thing that it contains zinc. Selenium, also selenium deficiency can occur among vegans, and iodine, which can be also something vegans can be deficient in, except you eat like nori sheets or veggie sushi and stuff like that. And for me, because of traveling, I'm not sure if I will get it in. Yeah, and because zinc is only, and because the supplement has just 50% zinc, I've also got some zinc separately to supplement with it. Then many people on weight loss diets are actually low in magnesium. That's why I got a magnesium supplement. I don't like magnesium that is usually in multivitamins. That's why I usually try to avoid getting any vitamin mixtures or mineral mixtures that contain magnesium, because often cheap magnesium forms are used, like magnesium oxide, and it's not really absorbable because magnesium oxide is a very, very stable chemical compound. And what I usually buy is magnesium chloride, aspartate, or citrate. And this one is magnesium citrate, so I got this one. Another thing I usually get is omega-3 fatty acids in supplementation form. To be more specific, DHA and EPA. Vegans can get omega-3 from flax seeds, chia seeds, but we would need to eat lots and lots of them, and I have no space in my luggage anyways. That's why I don't want to take 2 kilograms of chia seeds with me. And the omega-3 fatty acid that is in chia and flax seeds, it's converted in our bodies to other kind of more important fatty acids, which are DHA and EPA. And here with a supplement, I already get the DHA and EPA. And another important thing is that DHA and EPA conversion in the human body is somehow limited. So we aren't really efficient to produce DHA and EPA, and it also depends on genetics. For this reason, just to be on the safe side, I usually get DHA EPA supplement. I take it every day, and then I don't need to worry and don't need to have lots and lots of chia and flax seeds with me when traveling. Because as you can see, I have lots of stuff with me anyway. And I think that's it. I take, of course, other things with me, like my gym stuff. Also, I got lots of kind of cosmetics like vegan shampoo, vegan shower gel, and lots of vegan cream, lots of vegan stuff, because I'm not really sure if I will find any shop abroad with vegan cosmetics. And for me, it's really important that I get vegan cosmetics, because I really don't want to support animal testing, especially for some nonsense like making a better shampoo or making a better cream or whatever else. For this reason, it's really important for me to get also my stock of different vegan cosmetics and all the other stuff I need. Then, of course, I will take lots of my gym stuff with me, my weightlifting shoes, my belt, you know, the general gym stuff, and also something to wear, some clothes, but I think they are on the list. It's the lowest priority. My highest priority is taking food with me. Second one is gym stuff, and the third one is just something to put on. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and If you have any questions, just let me know. The best thing is on Instagram. It's also my username is also Science Strengths. I'm the most active on Instagram at the moment, so if you have any questions, just comment on my photos or send me a direct message. And I really hope this video was informative for you and you enjoyed it, and if you liked it, just give it a thumbs up.